What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, man? What's going on? Hopefully, everybody's feeling good, feeling great. My name is Randy. You're watching the Randy Talks Mets channel, where you get your latest Mets media, everything to know about the New York Mets on this channel. And today, we have a new little setup here, but we got to talk about the outfield targets when it comes to the New York Mets. Obviously, they were going hard for Kyle Tucker, but Kyle Tucker ended up going to the Dodgers on a 60 mil a year deal from the Dodgers. So the Mets offered 55 mil, so 220 mil for 4 years, an absolute amazing offer. But Kyle Tucker did not end up coming to the New York Mets. The Mets put their best foot forward. They just couldn't get the job done. But definitely, guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, if you enjoy Mets content. And we're going to get into some outfield targets. When it comes to the New York Mets, we know that the Mets need outfield help. Cody Bellinger, Jarren Duran, who would you go with? Obviously, Cody Bellinger is a guy that is targeted by the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees have offered him multiple deals. They have 2 offers on the table. They have changed their offer. They have put no opt-outs in the offer. They have really tried to do everything they can in this 5-year deal for Cody Bellinger to get Cody Bellinger. But it seems like Cody Bellinger really wants this 7-year deal, this long-term deal so bad. Maybe it's because of the up-and-coming impending lockout. Who knows in 2027? But when it comes to the New York Mets, the Mets have interest in reportedly Cody Bellinger, according to Will Salmon, according to multiple reports. But Will Salmon from The Athletic has definitely said that the Mets have interest in Cody Bellinger and still renegotiating a contract with Cody Bellinger. Now, obviously, when it comes to the Mets, they have been offering a lot of short-term contracts and have not been offering long-term contracts. So what's going to happen next with the New York Mets? Are they going to offer him are they going to offer Cody Bellinger the type of contract that they offered Bo Bichette? So a 3-year deal, but with a high AAV. Now, that is the interesting part, and that is the part we don't know yet. But the fact that they have interest, it shows that the Mets, they want to win. They want to get better, but they got to land the guy. And Bo Bichette was a nice move, but you still need help in the offense. You still need help in the outfield, and we will see what happens, man. But I really do like Jarren Duran. Jarren Duran is also another guy that is very impressive, has had good numbers. Overall, 2025 didn't have the most amazing year, but I like Jarren Duran. And what he gives you speed. He gives you a guy that doesn't strike out a lot. There's a lot to like when it comes to Jarren Duran. There's some mental issues that he has had in the past, but at the end of the day, he's a really good baseball player. So we're going to get into that further. We're going to get it started here with, though, Mr. Cody Bellinger. I want to talk about Cody Bellinger, the free agent Cody Bellinger. And obviously the Yankees, like I said, have made multiple offers to Cody Bellinger. They have targeted Cody Bellinger. I think that's their main target. Ever since the Trent Grisham qualifying offer was accepted, there wasn't a lot of feel from Yankee fans that Cody Bellinger was going to be back with the New York Yankees. But Brian Cashman and the Yankees have done everything basically in their power to get Cody Bellinger. They just have not landed the guy. But reportedly, what's going to happen, what's been happening actually, is that Cody Bellinger, he wants a 7-year deal. He is really stubborn on this. He wants that security. What's going to happen with Cody Bellinger? Who knows? But the Yankees seem to be standing foot here. The Yankees organization, they just seem to be like, listen, this is a 5-year deal. We're giving you a great offer. If you don't want to take it, we are prepared to walk. And that is really good for the New York Mets when it comes to targeting Cody Bellinger. And yes, reportedly, like I said, he is a Mets target. So I like Cody Bellinger. I think he's an awesome player. I think in 2025, he had stats like 272 batting average. He had 29 home runs. He had 98 RBIs, and he also had an 814 OPS. Now, when it comes to Cody Bellinger, He gets a lot of flack for what he did on the road. Did not have a good OPS on the road. Did not have good numbers. But overall, at Yankee Stadium, had way better numbers. Obviously, Yankee Stadium is a big factor when it comes to Cody Bellinger. When it comes to the perfect fit for Cody Bellinger, you would think that it would be with the New York Yankees. But there's a reason why the deal has not been done yet, because Cody is seeking more years. He's seeking more security. And obviously, Kyle Tucker took a short-term deal. And he's a younger player, but he still took a short-term deal. What is Cody Bellinger going to do here? I don't exactly know what he's going to do, but I think when it comes to the New York Mets, they have the money. They have that offer. If they want to offer him a 7-year deal, they can. I honestly don't think that they're going to offer Cody Bellinger a 7-year deal. I just don't see it. He's a 31-year-old. They don't want to be under contract with this type of guy until he's 38. So what I will say is Cody Bellinger is probably going to get a short-term deal, maybe a 4-year deal with a high AV, and maybe the Mets could make that an attractive deal for Cody Bellinger. Like I said, I like Cody Bellinger. He's very, very versatile. What he gives you defensively, he has a good arm. He has a good bat. Overall, he's had some issues with some injuries. He's had some weird years. But I think Cody Bellinger would be a really, really nice fit for the New York Mets. Offensively, you traded Brandon Nimmo. You lost Pete Alonso. So, yes, you get a Bo Bichette. Yes, you've added a Jorge Polanco. Yes, you got a Marcus Semien here. So you're adding players, but you still want to add another bat. And a guy like Cody Bellinger would be an awesome acquisition. If you can get him on a short-term contract, which is obviously not what he wants, but maybe money can talk and high AV can talk. And that's what the Mets are in business about. So I think when it comes to Cody Bellinger, this would be a pretty, pretty nice fit for the New York Mets. If they can land him, that's the thing. Nobody really knows if they can land him. But what does Cody Bellinger want? Well, I know his free agent, his agent, Scott Boras. He wants him to have this big market. He wants Cody Bellinger to have this big market. And when the New York Mets get involved, and credit to Pat Ragazzo as well from Sports Illustrated that said that the Mets are interested in Cody Bellinger. When the Mets are involved in a free agent, it is better for that free agent. And Scott Boras knows that. So Scott Boras really, really wants a guy like Cody Bellinger to have interest, from the New York Mets, to drive up that price, drive up the years, and maybe put some pressure on the New York Yankees, who obviously are their crosstown rivals. So I feel that this could possibly happen, but you never know what could happen. So we'll get you, the latest on that in the next couple of videos. Maybe if Cody Bellinger actually signs, we'll definitely do an update video on that. But man, I like his stats. I like what he did in 2025. And like I said, I really like his defensive versatility. And when you got a guy like Jorge Polanco that hasn't really played first base, you could possibly put Cody Bellinger at first base. So Cody Bellinger gives you a lot of options. And I think that the Mets, when it comes to David Stearns, if there's any player that he likes, it would be a guy like a Cody Bellinger because of how versatile he is, how he doesn't strike out a lot, that type of stuff. So we'll see what happens with Cody Bellinger. But let's get into our next Mets target, and we're going to get into here. Now, Jarren Duran. Now, this is not a free agent, but Jarren Duran, his 2025 stats, 256 batting average, 16 home runs, and 84 RBIs with a 7-something OPS. Let's actually look at that OPS real quick. Let me see here. Let me see. Find that OPS out real quick. So the OPS was actually 774 for Jarren Duran. So credit to Jarren Duran. Now, he didn't have the most amazing year. He did not have the most. I mean, look at the stats here: 256 batting average, 16 home runs, 84 RBIs. Not the most amazing when it comes to Jarren Duran's years and what he did in the previous years. I like the player though. I really like the player. I like the speed. I like what he gives you. The fact that he doesn't strike out a lot is a big thing. When you look at the players that the Mets have targeted, the Mets have targeted a Bo Bichette, a Marcus Semien, a Jorge Polanco. These guys don't strike out much and also hit with runners in score position in a really good way. And that is what Jarren Duran does. He does not strike out a lot, and he hits in runners in scoring position pretty good. So you look at, like I said, the RBIs, 84 RBIs. I mean, very impressive, very impressive. And he played in 157 games. So when it comes to Jarren Duran, he is going to be a free agent in the 2029 season, right? So if you pick up Jarren Duran, and obviously the Mets need help, who knows if the Cody Bellinger sweepstakes or whatever, the Mets don't get Cody Bellinger, but maybe they can swing a trade for Jarren Duran, an outfielder who I think would be an awesome fit as a baseball player. This guy, like I said, has speed, doesn't strike out much. You can put him even in the leadoff spot if you want. Jarren Duran is a guy would definitely slot in amazingly with this team. And defensively, you're getting plus defenders. So I like Jarren Duran. I love the speed, love what he gives you. And yes, he's had some mental issues in the past, and hopefully he's got past that, because New York, he obviously plays in the Boston Red Sox, and Boston Red Sox has reportedly said that they're willing to trade anybody but Roman Anthony, when it comes to those outfielders. So that is even involving a Jarren Duran. So that is why we're talking about Jarren Duran here. 3 years of control, that is a lot of years of control. Now, you're probably going to have to give up a lot for Jarren Duran. You're probably going to have to give up what I would give up, honestly, for Jarren Duran, right? So you're getting 3 years of control. I would give up AJ Ewing, who is a prospect that a lot of teams like. He is one of our top prospects. I like AJ Ewing. I think when it comes to AJ Ewing, he's an outfield prospect that if you want to get a guy like Duran, you got to give up something really good. And AJ Ewing, a guy that stole 70 bases in 2025, was very, very impressive, had a good high average, was really good bat to ball skills. And the Mets like him a lot. And a lot of teams like him a lot. But if you want that outfield help, you're probably going to need to trade AJ Ewing. Now, I know that a lot of people want to trade AJ Ewing for maybe a Freddie Peralta or some type of pitching trade. But this is a guy that if Boston is trading Jarren Duran, they possibly want that outfield help. And also, I got another attractive player for the New York Mets to give up, and that is a Ryan Clifford. We know that the Mets not the Mets. We know that the Boston Red Sox have needed a first baseman. They went for Pete Alonso. They offered him a 3-year deal. They didn't go to 5 years, and they lost out on Pete Alonso. They were very interested in Pete Alonso. And obviously, Tristan Casas has had an injury in 2025 that really put him out for the whole year. So when it comes to first baseman markets, there's not a lot of first baseman markets out there. So Ryan Clifford, who is one of the top 5 first basemen in the game, in prospect-wise, is very attractive to the Boston Red Sox. So I think when it comes to the Boston Red Sox, they would really love to see a Ryan Clifford, and they would really like that prospect. Now, if you want to throw in a low A starting pitcher or something like that in that deal to complete the deal, I think I would be fine with that, because look, the Mets, we know that they need outfield help. They need it. So if you slot in Jarren Duran, who overall, I like Jarren Duran. I think he has had some pretty good years. I mean, we look at 2024. He had 2024 batted 285 batting average. He had 75 RBIs, and he had was it 21 home runs? 21 home runs. So that is the most home runs that he has hit in his career. But this is a guy that you're not getting him for his power, but you're getting him for the fact that he can, be that guy that's a tough at bat, a guy that maybe could be a leadoff hitter for this team. And I feel that honestly, with the New York Mets, they have lacked a leadoff hitter for some time. They really have. And if you can slot in Jarren Duran, you can slot Lindor further in the lineup, and he'll have more opportunities for RBIs. See, that is what I feel that the New York Mets need. They need that leadoff hitter, like a guy like a Stephen Kwan, like a guy like a Jarren Duran, that you can put in this lineup, and then a guy like Lindor, can benefit from. So, look, when it comes to the New York Mets, nobody knows exactly what they're going to do. They've been very, quiet, and we don't know exactly who they have interest in. But we know some reports who they have interest in, but there's other guys that down the radar that you didn't even know they have interest in. Like I never knew they were interested in Bo Bichette until the report came out. So I like both players. I think when it comes to the New York Mets, these guys should be your outfield targets. Now, there's other targets out there, maybe a Lars Newbar, maybe a Luis Robert, who the Mets have reportedly being interested in multiple times. There's guys out there, maybe Austin Hayes. I know a lot of Met fans don't want to hear the name Austin Hayes, don't want to hear the name Lars Newbar, the Luis Robert, those type of names. But look, the Mets need outfield help. What's going to happen? I love the idea about adding a Cody Bellinger or a Jarren Duran. I really do. If you can add one of these players to your team, you are going to be in a really good shape. Now, obviously, when it comes to the contract for Cody Bellinger, you hope it's a short-term contract and not a long-term contract. And I don't think the Mets are going to offer any long-term contract anyways to Cody Bellinger. But I think this is a good deal. I think if you can get Jarren Duran for AJ Ewing, a Ryan Clifford, and a low-A pitcher, I mean, why not do it? You're getting 3 years of control. That is a lot of years of control. So, man, we'll see what happens with the New York Mets. But if you enjoyed the video, definitely do me a favor. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But let me know, who would you want? Would you want a Cody Bellinger? Would you want Jarren Duran? Let me know, guys. Let's go, Mets. Enjoy your Monday, Martin Luther King Day. Shout out to Martin Luther King. So let's go, Mets. Have a good one. We will be back very, very soon.